Did you know that taking notes increases your chance of remembering important information from 5% to 34%? Likewise, according to Ohio University, your test scores can be up to 16% higher when you take handwritten over digital notes. This is my history notebook. So I already struggle with history, and all the dates and all of the information just clouds together in my mind. I had to find a way so that didn't happen. So I got a notebook, which I know, easy response, but I tried one class in world history of me trying to take notes on my laptop, and I missed so much over the course of the lecture because I was so worried about the format of my notes. And that just didn't help me. Instead, I took notes in pen in my notebook. This way, I couldn't change around the format, I couldn't start over, and I was actually engaging with what she was saying, because not only was I copying it down, but I was rewriting it in my own words to shorten it and make it more concrete. Instead of this notebook tactic, I ended up doing digital notes in a different class. And with that class, I have a harder time studying. I have 2 exams tomorrow. One of them is for world history, and one of them is for vocation and calling. I've had to do a lot more studying with vocation and calling than I have world history, because the difference between the information recall is ginormous. I can remember so much more of my world history notes than I can my vocation and calling notes, to the point where you give me a topic out of my notebook and I can tell you a bit about it. Like, that portion was on the Renaissance. Immediately I can be like, okay, well, that was from the 1400s during the 1600s, and right after that came the Enlightenment period. It was a big time for art. Whereas if you if you read out one of the questions from the study guide for tomorrow for vocation and calling, I have a harder time. That's because I take physical notes in one class and digital in the other. And the one class that I took longhand notes in has been higher than the others. So today I will be talking about why handwriting your notes is better than writing them digitally. For one, test scores, they can be up to 16% higher. That could be the difference between a passing and a failing grade, or even an A and a C. With that difference, why not utilize the tools that you have? Why not utilize pen and paper? There are so many different ways you can organize it and color code it and personalize it. Whereas with digital notes, you're less likely to get a higher score because of the informational recall. Similarly, we talk about quality over quantity. While talking about typed notes, there's always a lot more. However, that's because you're just copying what the professor is saying or teaching on the slide. You're not really rewriting it to your own understanding. You aren't putting it in your own words, which doesn't help in the end. By putting it in your own words and shortening your notes to save space, it ends up helping you with your test scores, as well as the quality of your notes. So, with typed notes, there's more quantity, but with handwritten notes, the quality is higher. And with notes, you gotta go quality over quantity, because the quality of those notes is going to be detrimental to your test scores in the end of the class. Thirdly, informational recall. From your hand to your brain, it has a pathway, and once you write something down, more often than not, it goes more into your head. You remember it better. For example, when I'm trying to memorize a verse, I'll write it down over and over and over again, because that's what helps me memorize it. That's what helps me to really understand and get the words in my head. When I just type it out, like, I've tried putting it on a wallpaper. I've had the same wallpaper for about 2 weeks, and I haven't memorized the verse. I could probably tell you the first couple words, because that doesn't work for me. And for most people, handwritten notes and handwritten things are going to be easier to remember. Similarly, handwritten notes can help with your reading comprehension, as well as there's less studying required. Because you're remembering most of the information, there's less studying you have to do at the end. So if you're a procrastinator, like me, there's less hardcore just like buckling down and working that you have to do at the end of the semester or at the end of the unit, because you already have the work, you already have the information, you just have to refresh it. Rewriting in your own words causes you to have better understanding. It helps you to put it in your own words, because if you just copy what the professor is writing, that means that you're getting their understanding, but you're not getting your own understanding. You're focusing more on memorization than you are on understanding what is going on and truly just taking it in. For some people, it works to not take notes or to take them digitally. But for most people, it helps to rewrite them, to rewrite the words coming at you into your own understanding so that you can go back and refresh it later. Lastly, I'm going to talk about distractions that digital note-taking poses. Our laptops are amazing things. I can do so much on my laptop. I can record this video. I can write the speech, which I didn't do this time, but I can write the speech out. I can write papers. I can play games. I can do so many things on my laptop. But that is a downfall of writing on your laptop. With one click, I can go over to Snapchat. And I say that because my best friend has a burner phone, and the easiest way for me to contact her is through Snapchat. So with just 2 clicks, I can go over and just be talking to her in the middle of class when I should be paying attention. Yes, I know, self-control. But it's a lot easier when you just take that temptation away. Again, with my history class, I sit in the front and my notebook's in front of me. I can't even pull out my phone because I just feel embarrassed because I'm on my phone in front of my professor. So there's just so many distractions. There are games that you can play. More often than I'd like to admit, I found myself Googling Snake or the Dino game on my laptop when I don't feel like taking notes, when I'm tired and just want to be anywhere else. You can also just be one click away from social media, or even good things, like you could click into another assignment. But all of these distractions take you away from the thing you're actually supposed to be doing, which is listening to the professor and taking notes and understanding what's going on. With these distractions, it makes it almost impossible to take good quality notes as well as truly understand what the professor is saying. Overall, test scores are higher, quantity is a lot less important than quality of your notes, your informational recall is better, and the distractions are a whole lot less when you handwrite your notes. Thank you.